Awards Extravaganza, presented by Insperity. Joining us today is our event MC, Kim Weir. Kim is the host of Sunday Night Live, a 2-hour live talk radio program on KSBJ Houston. She is also an award-winning columnist, author, and inspirational speaker. Please put your hands together and welcome Kim Weir.
Thank you so much. It's great to be in the Lake Houston area with you today. It's a beautiful room. I haven't seen this much glitter since they televised, I think, a Liberace concert, but it's awesome. I'm so glad to be here. I understand they tried to get Glozell for their first choice. She was not available. Some of you have been watching the news, you know who that is. But I'm glad to be there back up. Thank you. We have so many wonderful awards to recognize those who've made real contributions to this community. And I'm excited to be a part of that today, to give out those honors and to give that recognition. Before we do that, though, let's honor our country flag by standing in the pledge. If you would, we'll give honor both to our country's flag and to the state of Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. It's a state of trust to be here in Texas. We have honor that flag. For those of you that are transplants, because they were glad to join us as soon as you could. And we're glad you're part of this community. Let me offer a thanks to the Lord as we get started in a word of prayer. Father in heaven, we're very grateful for the opportunity to both meet in this community and meet in this country. Father, we thank you for the ways that you have provided for us and that you've given us opportunities specifically for the people in this room to use their talents and their skills and their resources. That they are being good stewards and wise stewards and serving their community and your people here. Father, I thank you for the way that we are able to recognize those achievements today. And we give honor to you that we know you have bestowed them to begin with. We pray that you would bless this day that we have together. We ask your blessing on the food that's about to be served. Thank you for the abundance of it. Father, we thank you for those who have prepared it. We thank you for those who are serving it today. And we ask that we would honor you. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. We are very fortunate today as we come together that we actually have a good number of elected officials in attendance with us. And as you guys are getting started, I would like to recognize them. And I'd like to ask if they would stand. And because we want to give you a robust round of applause, we're going to hold that and we're going to do that all together. But I do want you to know those who set aside some time to come and really recognize these contributions as well. We have U.S. Congressman Ted Poe, Texas State Representative Dan Huberty, City of Humble Mayor Donnie McManus, Humble City Council Member Merle Aaron, Humble City Council Member Ray Calfee, Humble City Council Member Norman Funderburk, Houston City Council Member Dave Martin, Humble ISD Trustees Keith Rushing, Robert Scarfo, and Robert Sitton, and from Senator Brandon Creighton's office as Chief of Staff Jared Powers. Would you help me thank them for coming? Who's a leadership expert, said leadership is not about titles, it's not about positions, and it's not about flow charts. It's about one life influencing another life. I think that's probably what we celebrate here today more than anything, our lives influencing other lives. That's not something that you can quantitatively measure, but you know when it's happened. And through the Chamber of Commerce and through businesses and individuals stepping up to exercise that influence, things change, and they change for the better. We're very fortunate as a chamber to have the support of very many sponsors to today's Awards Extravaganza. We would like to express our sincere thanks today to our presenting sponsor, Insperity. And from Insperity here, thank you, is the Director of Community Involvement, Corinne Tribe. Would you welcome Corinne, please?
Thank you all for coming today. It's truly a privilege for Insperity to sponsor this amazing award celebration. As I look out, I see so many incredible business owners and amazing businesses that support the Lake Houston area. We appreciate every single one of you. We know that America runs by small business, and Insperity is proud to support so many incredible small businesses throughout this amazing United States of America. So we're proud to be a sponsor today and to be an integral part of our Lake Houston community. Thank you for having an amazing award celebration.
As well as many other charities and nonprofits in the Lake Houston area for quite a while. So, Corinne, we thank you for your service and on behalf of the Chamber for the commitment that you have to this community and spirit. To stop the presses, I just need you to know our bulletins come in. We also have with us the City of Houston Tax Assessor, Mike Sullivan. Mike, we're so glad that you're here. If anybody else runs through the door, I'm going to stop and make sure we all know that. Okay. Also stepping up to the plate of the Awards Extravaganza are these following sponsors. I know you're going to enjoy your salad and you're going to let these names sink in because these are the names that are using their influence in our community. Our gold sponsors, Centerpoint Energy, Lone Star College Kingwood, Kingwood Medical Center, Plains State Bank, fans over here. Our awards are presented by Walgreens, where I get my prescriptions. The silver sponsors are Citizens Bank Humble and Hope Photography, and our bronze sponsor is Memorial Tournament Northeast. So thank you very much, sponsors. The distinguished investors of the Lake Houston Area Chamber are businesses who choose to contribute more than the basic membership investment. That's always a good thing. These members' financial contributions help provide expanded membership benefits and services. Will the distinguished investors, will you please stand so we can recognize you? Don't be shy. We appreciate your support and your investment in the Chamber. At this time, we really want to recognize the leadership Lake Houston class and the alumni that are here today. If you are part of the alumni or the current class, would you also stand? We congratulate you on the initiative that you're taking in preparing yourself for future leadership and then exercising that leadership. So thank you very, very much. In 2014, the Chamber was led by Board Chair Dr. Katherine Persson of Lone Star College Kingwood. Dr. Persson worked hard over the past year to lead 34 esteemed business professionals to set and pursue their collective vision for the Chamber. It is not easy, especially when you have a community college to run in your spare time. So that's quite an achievement in and of itself. Will you please help me welcome to the stage the 2014 Board Chair, Dr. Katherine Persson at Lone Star College.
This past year was filled with many accomplishments. It seems that not too long ago, many in this room were at our last gala, and Louis Smith was passing the gavel to me after I cut off his dress tie. I knew it was going to be a fun year, and I was anticipating anticipating all of the great things that lie ahead. When I think back over the past year, I'm just amazed at what our members were able to accomplish. We compiled a video showing you our 2014 annual report to demonstrate how we utilize the investments of your time and volunteerism and money. So with that.
For more than 90 years, the Chamber has worked with community partners and local business to build strong, economically viable region. Over the years, our mission has remained the same: to attract new businesses, strengthen the business environment, serve our members, and promote community growth. The Board of Directors established 6 areas to focus for the Chamber in 2014. These were business resource and development, public affairs, organization enhancement, community development, economic development, special events. Here's an update on what we accomplished in 2014. I hope you'll agree that it was an astonishing year filled with promise, progress, and prosperity. In 2014, we continued to enhance our virtual presence by creating 260,000 member referrals through our website. The Chamber Newsroom was launched as a new online tool for members to publicize their news and events through our website and weekly e-newsletter. The first Small Business Salute Luncheon was held in November 2014, where we proudly reported the impact of small business on our local economy. The Chamber also was celebrated being named the Neighborhood Champion by American Express for their annual Small Business Saturday initiative, a designation which provided staff with hundreds of Shop Small doormats, shopping bags, pins, banners, and signs to distribute to local small businesses. The Chamber once again played host to nationally recognized speakers for seminars and luncheons. Small business expert Jim Blassingame spoke to more than 100 small businesses at our Lake Houston Business Expo in March. We also hosted new State Senator Brandon Creighton and FMC Technologies Treasurer Richard Clark as luncheon speakers. We continued our long-standing partnership with SCORE and Lone Star College's Small Business Development Center to provide free business counseling. Following through with our pledge to deliver benefits direct to members, we launched our first ever webinar series, allowing professionals to get valuable training without having to leave their offices. The Chamber grew its advocacy efforts by taking a delegation of 16 members to meet with legislators and agencies in Washington, D.C. in April 2014. One of the items delegates advocated for was the reauthorization of XM Bank, which Congress subsequently voted to extend in September 2014. The Chamber initiated the Lake Houston Area Planning Council, which brought local and regional governmental leaders and stakeholders together quarterly to discuss issues facing the area. As a catalyst for this first-of-its-kind meeting, city and county officials, TxDOT, Metro, school officials, state legislators, and major employers all came together in one room to focus on one topic: Lake Houston. The board also victoriously supported Proposition 1 and the Lone Star College bond issue, which was passed by voters in November 2014. We also expanded our elected officials' reception, connecting more than 100 members to their elected officials. The Chamber rang in the new year with a new tagline, "Where Business Matters." Our Chamber grew with more than 181 new businesses joining the Lake Houston Area Chamber this past year, which kept our Ambassador Committee really busy. Ambassadors officiated more than 40 ribbon cutting and groundbreaking ceremonies to celebrate new business members. And more than 87 networking opportunities were held in 2014, equating to one opportunity every 3 working days. The Chamber proudly launched a new quarterly business magazine in October 2014, Lake Houston Business Matters, featuring stories and information focused on business in the Lake Houston area. In the summer of 2014, the Chamber Advantage program debuted, providing discounted products and services to businesses from member partners. Longtime member and community supporter Insperity stepped up as our first program partner, offering discounted payroll services to Chamber members. More than 60 volunteers banded together and rocked out for the Chamber's 5th annual Total Resource Campaign, shattering previous records and raising more than $360,000 in sponsorships and new memberships. 23 of the top volunteers will be headed to Mexico in April to celebrate their success. Our BizCom meeting attendance grew exponentially with more than 1,000 registrations throughout the year, allowing us to bring together more businesses, community members, and residents to learn about new initiatives and developments in their respective community. Additionally, 23 emerging leaders graduated from the Leadership Lake Houston in May after an intensive 9-month study of the Lake Houston area. Armed with a broad knowledge and understanding of the area, these leaders are now participating on various nonprofit boards and committees throughout the community. Thousand runners from across the state and country came to the Lake Houston area to compete in our 5th annual Lake Houston 10K 5K run in August. Our annual golf tournament and party on the green once again grew larger, attracting more than 200 golfers and 400 partygoers, raising more than $100,000. We certainly had a lot to celebrate in 2014, and so did several volunteers. In January 2014, Lynette Calfee was honored as the Haden McKay MD Citizen of the Year. Paige Cherry of Visibly Connected and Connie Chandler of Minuteman Press were both honored with the Rising Star Award. And Tom Broad of Memorial Hermann Northeast received the Spirit of the Chamber Award for his lengthy tenure of Chamber volunteerism and support. The Chamber also earned some big honors in 2014. Both the Annual Community Guide and Directory of Chamber website won top honors in the Large Chambers category for the Texas Chamber of Commerce Executives Media Awards. This is an esteemed accomplishment because our chamber competes against much larger chambers such as the Greater Austin Chamber, Greater Houston Partnership, and Irving Las Colinas Chamber. Chamber CEO Charlie Drumgoole was honored by his peers at the Texas Chamber of Commerce Executives Annual Conference for 40 years of service in the chamber profession. Jenna Armstrong was surprised by being honored at the same conference with TCCE's Distinguished Service Award. All of these activities and initiatives were made possible by you, our members. It's through our members' support that we can continue to strengthen and grow business in Lake Houston. Thank you for your membership. Thank you for your support. And here's to a prosperous and successful 2015.
What we've accomplished during this past year. Of course, our accomplishments would not have been made possible without the work of our board of directors. I'd like to thank them for their vision and commitment to serving this chamber. At this time, I'd like to recognize those board members who served in 2014 and who will continue to serve in 2015. As I call your name, will you please rise and remain standing? please hold your applause until the end, because we have a long list. So we'll start with Rhonda Arnold, with Houston Airport System. Tony Austin, Dotline Magazine. Daryl Bosky, City of Humboldt. Dr. Kyle Buchan, Kingwood Chiropractic Associates. Connie Chandler, Minuteman Press, Humboldt. Dwayne Chappell, Divergis. Jenna Dayer, Lake Houston Family YMCA. Renee Howard, HubSnet, Southwood. Dan Hewley, Texas State Representative. Jeff Hewlett, Centerpoint Energy. Dwayne Johnson, Chick-fil-A, Hollow Creek. Sandra LaCobb, Deerbrook Mall Management Office. Dave Martin, Houston City Council Member. Jerry Martin, Light of the World Fellowship. Greg Milkey, Current Weeks Milkey, Paul, and Matt. Roddy McAlpine, McAlpine Interests. Ian Price, Insperity. Sam Schrake, Digital Network Associates. Dr. Guy Sconzo, Humble ISD. Nancy Shortsleeve, Logo Stuff. Robert Sitton, Edward Jones Investments. Melinda Stevenson, Kingdom Medical Center. Danny Sullivan, Sullivan Advanced Paint and Body. Corey Turner, The Observer Newspapers. And Terry Vaughn with Walgreens. Let's please give them a round of applause. We also want to recognize the few board directors who were not able to be with us at lunch today, and they are Dave Beltran with Skilla Engineering and Bert Brocker with Texan GMC. There's a special group of board members we would now like to recognize who retired from the board at the end of this year. These leaders served at least 4 years, some even serving multiple terms over the course of the past 20 years. I have a special token of thanks to present these board members. And Kim, would you please come forward and read their names as I present their report?
I'd like to call out these names. As we recognize you, if you please come and join Katherine up front. We would love to bestow an award on you, and you'll just remain there until all your colleagues have joined you as well. Retiring from the board of directors, Scott Brady of Joyner Architects. Feels like the Academy Awards, doesn't it? Let's not wait till he gets here. Paparazzi, we have everything. We also have Mr. Ted Guest. And while Mr. Guest is making his way forward, Jamey Smith from Citizens Bank Humboldt. While we are thanking them and giving them just a small token of our esteem and appreciation, those not able to be here who are also retiring are J.P. Espinosa from New York Life, Don Gaddy from Edward Jones Investments, and Lewis Smith from Memorial Herman Northeast, and we want to recognize them as well. Okay, well, we just want to thank you for your commitment, for your hard work, and would you please just one more time for our retiring board members always. We also want to recognize our volunteer leaders who take time to chair a committee, a task force, or an event that's happened in 2014. Ronald Reagan, who knew a little bit about leadership, said this: the greatest leaders are not necessarily those who do the greatest things. He's the one who gets other people to do the greatest things. And I think that represents these leaders who chair these committees. These leaders work full-time jobs in addition to leading committee chamber committees. Oftentimes they also volunteer with other organizations within our communities that they have hearts for. So they go above and beyond, and they are amazing leaders and well worthy of recognition. As I call your name, will you join Dr. Katherine Persson up front? We want to have you all standing here together for a group picture and want to recognize you as a group for the leadership that you've provided. We'll have you come right up here on the stage. Tony Austin, Chair of the Lake Houston Business Expo. Scott Brady, Chair of the UMBA BizCom Steering Committee. Dr. Kyle Buchan, Race Director of the Lake Houston 10K, 5K. I'm going to run one of those one day. Connie Chandler, Chair of the Ambassador Committee. Jenny Dare, Co-Chair of the Total Resource Campaign. Corinne Price, Chair of the Kingwood BizCom Steering Committee. Sam Schrade, Co-Chair of the Total Resource Campaign. Robert Sitter, Chair of the Chamber Classic Golf Tournament and Party on the Green. That sounds fun. And Chair of the Atascocita BizCom Steering Committee. While they're gathering, we also want to recognize a couple who are not here. Lewis Smith is the Chair of the Lake Houston Economic Development Partnership Board. Don Gaddy is the Chair of the Summer Creek BizCom Steering Committee. I know I don't even have to ask you, but would you help me thank them? Welcoming businesses and answering questions and helping them get oriented. Every day these things are happening. They are the true servant leaders, and our chamber could not do half of what it does in these events and programs each year without their assistance, without their enthusiasm, without their never-ending support. Would you stand, please, if you are an ambassador? The ambassador. At this time, I would like to invite Congressman Ted Poe, State Representative Dan Huberty, and Houston City Councilman Dave Martin to join us on the stage as they will be helping us to honor these esteemed honorees by handing out the certificates and proclamations to celebrate their accomplishments. So, gentlemen. Our first award today is the Honorary Lifetime Membership. And here to recognize and present the Lifetime Membership is Dr. Katherine Persson.
lifetime memberships represented the longtime members of the Chamber who have given decades of support to our organization. This year, we are recognizing 2 longtime members who are retiring from their professions. Receiving this honor means that they will remain members of our Chamber free of charge and be held in the highest regard within our organization. Receiving honorary lifetime memberships today are Bill Bivin and Carol McCord. First we'll do Bill. I know you say ladies first, but first we'll do Bill and then we'll do Carol. William W. Bivin has practiced law in the Kingwood-Humboldt area since 1976 and has been a member of the Lake Houston Chamber of Commerce during that time. Over the years, Mr. Bivin practiced law in most areas, but concentrated on helping businesses through legal issues of all kinds. In the latter years of his practice, he limited his practice to bankruptcy and business transactions. Mr. Bivin received his Bachelor of Business Administration in Finance and Economics at the University of Houston in 1969 and his law degree from the University of Houston in 1972. Mr. Bivin is married to Tina Bivin and is the father of 2 children. He was elected to the Humboldt Independent School District Board in 1992 and served until 2004. He served as past president, vice president, and parliamentarian of the board. Mr. Bivin has been involved in many community and civic organizations, including the Humboldt Area Chamber of Commerce as a former director and chairman of the Governmental Affairs Committee. He was also the founding member of the board of directors of the Kingwood Area Emergency Medical Association. He has been the precinct chairman and chairman of the Harris County Judicial Candidates Committee for the Republican Party of Harris County. Mr. Bivin was a member and past president of North Harris Community College District Small Business Council, now called Buchan. Mr. Bivin has been a member of the National Association of Consumer Bankruptcy Attorneys and the Houston Association of Debtor Attorneys, the bankruptcy section of the State Bar of Texas, and Commercial Law League of America. Please join me in recognizing Mr. Bivin. Established the Kingwood Personnel and Temporaries in 1980 as a female-owned business. This was for professional, permanent, and temporary placement staffing agencies. She plays a very active role in the community and has been a strong supporter of the Lake Houston Chamber of Commerce, serving on numerous committees and task forces. She has been a member of several prominent community boards, including the YMCA. She is really a hallmark at Family Time, having been a long-time board member, actually started the shelter efforts with Family Time, and was recognized by Family Time for the Lifetime Achievement Award. And it was my understanding it was her idea to start the Women of Achievement recognition that Family Time does so well. So thank you, Carol, for your commitment to our community, for the chamber, and all the things that you've done over these many, many years. We appreciate you. Award is brand new this year. The Chairman's Award was established in order for the chair of the board to recognize an individual who's made a significant contribution to the chamber during the chair's tenure. For this inaugural award, I was very excited to select and honor a man who has committed countless hours to serving the Lake Houston Area Chamber of Commerce as a board member and also as the race director of the Lake Houston 10K 5K run for the past 5 years. In 2009, Dr. Kyle Buchan was a part of the committee known as the Health and Wellness Committee. This committee sought to create a healthy wellness event in the area to promote healthy living. Dr. Kyle Buchan wanted to expand on this idea by making this event into something that attracted people to the Lake Houston area, so we could show off our beautiful community and promote our strong base of businesses. And thus, the Lake Houston 10K 5K was born. Kyle worked tirelessly for 12 months, gathering a group of volunteers, securing financial support, and taking ample time to plan the cumbersome logistics of such an event. In 2010, the race was successfully launched with 500 runners from across Texas and some from out of state, traveling to the Lake Houston to run. Over the past 5 years, Kyle has almost doubled the amount of runners and has really put the Lake Houston area on the map for people all over Houston, attracting runners from not only around the county but around the country, and even hosting runners from other countries. The Lake Houston 10K 5K run has earned a sterling reputation as a premier race amongst competitive runners. After building this event for the past 5 years, Kyle has decided to retire as the race director and pass on the torch. Dr. Buchan, for your dedication and unwavering pursuit of your vision for this event, I'd like to award you the first ever Chairman's Award. Thank you for all your support.
And this award celebrates that. The award shows our gratitude for their outstanding contributions of time and talent and exemplary service representing the Chamber, as well as to encourage their continued leadership in the Chamber. The Executive Committee selected 2 recipients this year, Christman and Terry Vaughn. And we want to honor Representative Dan Huber.
Well, it's a little awkward, I think, to do this because Casey works for me, but I got to read the resolution for the first time right now, and let me just read this one sentence right here, Casey, don't fall. It says, so she writes all this wonderful stuff about herself, or I guess her staff. It's really good stuff. Whereas after returning to her home state, Ms. Christman worked for Governor McCary's Public Affairs Office in Austin and coordinated his re-election campaign in North Harris County. That was true. And then it says she went on to manage a state representative campaign in 2010. Full stop. So I'm not really sure who that was, but no, I'm just kidding. Casey is a wonderful person. I got to know Casey. Actually, she was working for the governor, and we got to know each other. Actually, she got to be my wife. And she came over to the house, and in 2009, she's been with me ever since. She manages my business, my personal life, my state life, pretty much my life. So I'm so proud of her. She does such a great job. I couldn't do the job without her. You know, it's so important. She's just such a wonderful person, and we're very blessed to have her in our community. So God bless you, Casey.
If you would allow me to go off script just a moment, I would like to ask Paige Cherry to come up and help me. Paige and I won last year, and we were the very first recipients of this very, very special honor. Paige, where are you, Paige? I want her to help present this one. Whether he's leading a team to raise more than $100,000 for the Chamber's Total Resource Campaign, or simply volunteering as a greeter at Chamber events, there's no volunteer role too big or too small for Terry Vaughn. He hails from a small East Texas town of Buchan, where he learned the value of hard work at an early age from his father, whom he cites as his role model. He began his career with Walgreens 17 years ago, working as a cashier while he was in college. From there, he worked his way up through every department and position before attaining the current role of community leader. In this position, he is responsible for the operations of 6 drugstores, as well as promoting Walgreens brand and services to the community. Terry feels everyone has a duty to make the community in which they live a better place for our families, our neighbors, and for future generations. Since he and his family made Lake Houston their home 10 years ago, Vaughn's put his passion for youth development and health and wellness to work in our community. Since he came into Chamber scene a little more than a year ago, 2 years ago. I knew we'd been friends longer than that. He has been an avid and enthusiastic volunteer, always bringing energy and fun to any meeting or event he attends. His initiation into Chamber volunteerism began in the fall of 2013 when he volunteered for the Chamber's Total Resource Campaign, working relentlessly until he became one of the top producers. His passion and enthusiasm did not go unnoticed, as he was asked to serve on the Chamber's Board of Directors. He has since joined the Chamber's Ambassador Committee and volunteered at numerous events, such as Party in the Rain. This past fall, he stepped into the role of team captain for a Total Resource Campaign, leading their team to more than $100,000 in sales. He was a true leader, helping not only his teammates, but also volunteers on other teams to reach their goals. In 2014, he was selected to participate in the Leadership Lake Houston program, where fellow classmates elected him to serve as their class president. Recently, he volunteered to help revamp and launch a new public affairs program for the Chamber, and has agreed to serve as the Chamber's Public Affairs Committee Chair for 2015. He holds several positions within the Boy Scouts of America, including District Rally Chair, Cub Master, and Scoutmaster. He also serves on the Board of Directors for Other Areas Assistance Ministries. His past leadership roles in the community have included being a coach for junior achievement, working with Including Kids and Humble ISD's career development program, as well as participating in fundraising walks for JVRF a global organization focused on type 1 diabetes research, and the American Heart Association, as well as MDA. Terry Vaughn is definitely a community leader. He is definitely on the rise. Our chamber and community is no doubt a better place for the passion for volunteerism, and I feel there are great things on the horizon. It's my pleasure to award the 2014 Rising Star Award to my
Jamey Smith. Is Humble ISD Superintendent Dr. Guy Sconzo.
What an honor to get to honor and to introduce our friend, Jamey Smith. I guess they must be doing something really special in raising kids in East Texas, because Jamey also was born and raised in Carthage. His dad, Dr. D.C. Smith, kind of an interesting fact, but his dad, Dr. W.C. Smith, was named just like our own Dr. Haden McKay, was named one year the Family Physician of the Year for the state of Texas. When Jamey graduated from Carthage High School, he found his way to Bear Country and went to Baylor. And Jamey successfully completed his bachelor's in mathematics at Baylor, and then stayed at Baylor, and eventually completed a master's in business administration. But the most important thing that happened at Baylor for Jamey is he met Carol, his lovely, lovely wife. And they were wedded the evening of the morning that they both graduated from Baylor, which I think is very, very cool. Jamey has enjoyed an unbelievable, distinguished career in banking, but like Jamey, his heart is about the community. And so for Jamey's career, it's been pretty much all about community banks. And most recently, Jamey opened the branch here in Humble of Citizens Bank, which is a Kilgore, Texas-based bank, and has since also opened a Citizens Bank branch in the Woodlands. So Jamey is now the CEO of the Houston region for Citizens Bank. So we're very, very proud of him. But most importantly, because it really does represent Jamey's heart, he is, in my opinion, the ultimate servant leader. Jamey's dedicated years and years of service to the Boy Scouts of America. Everything from lead blow leader to district chair. He also served on the board of the San Houston Area Council of the Boy Scouts of America, which, by the way, is the largest Boy Scout council in the country. I'm sorry they emphasize the many in the years that Jamey has served the chamber. Some some of us can relate to them. But, yes, you did. But Jamey's involvement with the Chamber has spanned more than 30 years. And Jamey has served the Chamber by chairing a number of committees over those years. He served 3 different terms on the board of directors. So, the one thing about Jamey's Chamber involvement, though, that I think is really, really significant is way back in 2008, the then chairman of the board, Gaylord, and the outgoing chairman, Bob Roy, took Jamey to the side and asked him if he would chair a brand new task force to explore for the first time economic development as an area the Chamber ought to be paying attention to. Jamey chaired that task force and was very, very diligent in doing so. And as we today know, thanks to our president, Charlie John Buchan, under his leadership, Jamey's the one who really planted the seed way back in 2008, we now enjoy, and it has been already highly important to our community, the Lake Houston Area Economic Development Partnership. So Jamey, thank you for sowing that seed because it really is paying off for all of us today and making a difference in our lives. There is no more quality person I know than Jamey Smith. And Jamey, it's an honor to get to honor you along with all of your friends this afternoon. Is Carol? I haven't seen you. Carol here? Carol, did you come out? I apologize, this is totally off script, but he is who he is to a very large extent because of her. Jamey and Carol have 2 sons. They've been in our community since 1979, and most importantly of everything I've said, Carol taught math at Kingwood High School for 35 years. Congratulations.
The Haden, McKay, and Citizen of the Year Award recognizes selfless public service by an individual and performed by the recipient on his or her own time and not in the regular course of earning their living or in any way advancing themselves professionally. We have several past winners who are here with us today. It's our honor to acknowledge them. If you would not mind standing when I call your name, we really want to honor your past contributions. Pam Dixon, awarded in 2004.
recognize it's a wonderful thing that they do, being a lifelong resident of Humboldt. Community spirit is so very important. They're examples of that. I would like to tell you a little bit about Norman Funderburk. Norman was born in Houston, and his family moved to Humboldt in 1966, where he attended Charles Bender Intermediate School, which is under major renovations right now, so it's exciting for those of us that graduated there. He attended Texas A&M University and the University of Houston, majoring in mechanical engineering. He has a total of 40 years of experience in engineering and construction, beginning as in his role as Chief Project Field Engineer with Brown & Root for over 11 years. He, in his current position as Vice President of Project Services with Cook Specialty Plant Services, which he has been with for, served in that position, for 11 years and been with that company for 27 plus years. He is an alumnus of the Humboldt Police Department Citizens Police Academy, and he was elected to the City Council in 2014 and currently serves as the city's liaison to Memorial Hermann Hospital. But before that, Norman, in 1999, was appointed as a trustee to the Northeast Hospital Authority by the Humboldt City Council, where he continued to serve until June 2014, following his election to the City Council. He has served as a hospital board vice president, as a member of the Finance Committee, as an investment officer. He was elected president of the Northeast Hospital Foundation in 2002, and was in this role for 12 years. He previously served as chairman of the first quality committee formed to give specific focus on quality initiatives, reporting to the board on core measure performance and scoring for Memorial Hermann Northeast Hospital. As a board member, he attended numerous conferences sponsored by the Texas Healthcare Trustees, accumulating many hours of education, of continuing education in healthcare trends, issues, and governance. His strong passion and commitment for the Humboldt schools has been demonstrated with consistent support and involvement for many years. He is a proud Humboldt High School alumni and also served as the president of the Alumni Association in 2004. He is also a strong supporter of the Humboldt ISD Education Foundation, to which he and his wife Kathy made an endowment gift in honor of his father-in-law, Haden Williams, who was a graduate of Humboldt High School in 1940. He is an active member of the Lake Houston Chamber of Commerce. Norman is a faithful member of the Humboldt area's First Baptist Church. He served as a church deacon and on many committees there. His commitment to the investment of our community can be seen through various sponsorships and support, such as the Memorial Hermann Northeast Hospital Foundation's In the Pink Luncheon, where he has been a sponsor since 2009. The Humboldt ISD Education Foundation Gala, the Humboldt Rodeo as a shoot sponsor, the Humboldt Masonic Lodge Golf Tournament, Humboldt Police Department's annual toy drive, the City of Humboldt Good Oil Days, and a Christmas parade sponsor. He has also been active in the North Harris County Criminal Justice Association and Center Stage in Kingman, just to name a few. I'm tired. But I would like to tell you a little, pardon me, running nose, I'm so sorry. I would like to tell you a little bit about the Norman Funderburk I know. I have known Norman and Kathy for many years. Kathy and I worked together for several years, more than several, right, Kathy? At Humboldt Middle School and then at a high school, Cedarville School. And I have great memories of those years working with her. Kathy's family has lived in Humble for many years, goes back, I think, to the Humble oil boom. And her grandfather, a member of her family, grandfather, had a grocery store out on Moonshine Hill. And if you don't know the grocery Moonshine Hill, it's interesting, you should check it out. It was a combination grocery store and saloon. But they moved downtown to Humble. And Norman worked there when he was in high school and stacked groceries, and that gave him the opportunity to get to know a lot of Humble residents, because back then Humble was pretty small. And so when you went to the grocery store, it could also become a social gathering very frequently. Norman and I were visiting a little a few days ago, and he said, you know, when I moved to Humble, there was just something about Humble that I really liked, and I felt really comfortable there. And it didn't really take me long to decide this is where I want to stay. So when he and Cassie married, they planned well ahead that they were going to have a permanent home in Humble, Texas. What I did tell you on those 2 papers I just told you about is, I think after he found out about this award, he was notified that he was going to be inducted into the Humble High School Baseball Hall of Fame, which I think was organized about 6 or 7 years ago. And so that's tomorrow night. This is a big weekend for the Funderburk family and their close friends. The people that are recognized are past players, outstanding players, and some of those names you may recognize. Damon Thames, Charles Thames, David Denny, Mark Brandenburg. But they also recognize people that have contributed to and supported the baseball program through the years. And those people include Ed Denny, Andy Wells, and Norman Funderburk. I don't know if, I'm guessing this room is full of people, and you may not all know Norman. So I think I'd like to tell you a little bit about what stands out to me about Norman. When you first meet him, I think the thing that you'll notice is he is sincere and warm. But as you get to know him, you'll find out, I really believe, that he is a man of integrity, he is a man of dedication, he is a Christian. And all of those things are rooted deeply within his heart. You just heard the definition or the description of who receives the Haden McKay Award. And I think when you really think about that, to me, it's really about a dedicated volunteer. It's about somebody that takes personal time and energy, and they get involved in associations or organizations that they have a real interest in. And then sometimes somebody comes to that person and says, hey, could you come help us with this? And then they haul off in a path that maybe they had not expected, to go in. Today was really, last year was really exciting, but today is exciting for me because I get to present this award to someone who is also a special friend. So Norman, would you come up, please? Congratulations, Norman, as being the recipient of the Dr. Haden McKay in the award for 2014.
in the hospital card. He had just been appointed to the board of trustees. And I tell you, he's the finest man I've ever met in my life. And he's qualified, he knows what to do, he knows how to talk to people, and he's just outstanding. You can tell right away we got to do it. Over the years, long as I got to be real good things, it was interested in athletic areas. So I'm not sure every Friday morning there is, and I tell you, he's a good man. Well, Vaughn guy is very easy to meet. He's just down to earth, and whatever he's telling you, he just believes it, you know, and you can, he backs it up by hard work. If I had to pick out one word for Vaughn, it would be integrity. I mean, he's genuine through and through. I think the community is very, very fortunate to have Vaughn, because we don't have to win the community.
Well, Laura and I met in junior high, and it turns out there were deep family connections. My mother knew his family real well, and his cousins and their family. And then Norman married my first girlfriend. His mother was the girlfriend of my father, and my father was in my high school. To this day, I've never heard Norman Funderburk say a curse word. I've never heard him say anything bad about anyone. I think he's one of the happiest, nicest people on the planet. I think we're blessed to have him in our own area. If I were asked to pick one word, I probably would pick the word sincere. But then I also pick probably another word, and that's giving and service. Because if I had to pick one person in our area that has been constant in the service of our greater community, it's been Norman Funderburk, whether it's from the hospital or with some of the other charitable things, or in my church as a deacon. I think he, as much as anybody in our community, deserves this award because of everything that he's done over, the span of his lifetime. It's been dedicated to Humble and to our greater community. And I don't think there could have been a better selection.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2014 Haden McKay, MD, Citizen of the Year, Funderburk.
Wow. Pretty overwhelming. Thank you, Lynette. That's a hard act to follow. I'm going to make a reference here. Probably no one here, maybe just a couple of you know who I'm talking about, but with all this going on around me, honestly, I look around and I wait for Ralph Edwards to walk up. It's like I'm living out an episode of This Is Your Life. Thank you, Lake Houston Area Chamber, for having a Haden McKay Citizen of the Year Award. I believe it does serve to inspire all of us to find those ways that we can actively contribute for the betterment of the community. And while there's certainly others equally deserving of recognition, thank you for naming me as the 2014 recipient of the award. The previous award winners, dating back to 1967, are all individuals that contributed to the community in a mighty way. I count many of them as friends and hold them all in high regard. So just to be nominated for this award is a tremendous honor. Receiving that endorsement from others in the community for my service and involvement, and to receive votes to actually receive the award, it's hard to believe, and I'm still amazed by it. What an unbelievable honor for anyone, but especially someone who's been in the community for quite a while like myself, and seen the difference made by those who came before me. They're all icons of the community. They paved the way for us, and now we enjoy the legacy that they leave. I'm extremely proud to have that commonality with them, and certainly hope that I can make a difference as well. I also want to recognize my wife, Kathy, and thank her, product of Moonshine Hill. And thank her because without her, I wouldn't be up here receiving awards. Baby, I know you're right over here. I can't look at you because I get choked up. This year we celebrate 44 years together. And with the wife comes her family as part of the package. So through the Williams and the Schott families, I'm proud to have even deeper roots in the community going all the way back to 1908 and A.O. Schott's Saloon on Moonshine Hill during the Boom days. That was Kathy's key daddy. And with the award being named after Dr. McKay, it's appropriate that Kathy and I actually both have a direct connection to him. Hers is a very touching story. Kathy had actually been brought into this world, delivered by Dr. McKay. And then later, as a child, going with her family to the McKay's home on Christmas Eve to exchange gifts with Lillian and Haden. So heartwarming. My story, my connection, a little bit different. With Dr. McKay in his office for blood work that was required before Kathy and I could obtain a marriage license. This was back in ancient days when you had to have a blood test. We were just 1 year out of high school. And, you know, I was just 19 years old. I'd never had blood drawn before. I didn't really know what was going to happen. But as I drawn blood and I looked down, well, that quick, I just fainted. Dead away. Folded up on the floor. And I look up and I see Dr. McKay. He's looking down at me and just shaking his head. I'm glad he didn't have that cigar. He could have looked at me. The expression on his face just said, "Come on, son." So that was the first impression that I made. A few other special guests I'd like to recognize first at the family table include my son Cagney and daughter-in-law Michelle, both coaches at Humboldt High School. Michelle, give a wave. There you go. Also my cousin Becky, Charles Bender class of 1964, and her husband John from Kingwood. Gene Thames, dear friend to Kathy and I. And also with my family is Mary Lee Taylor, member of the Northeast Hospital Board of Authority. She's been with me from my very beginnings. As a skinny teenager, sacking groceries at Schott's, we connected somehow, and she's been a great friend. I can't look at you either, Mary. She's been a great friend to me and my mother-in-law, Joyce Williams, and she's always been extended family for us. Also, Sonny Robbins, one of my close friends and mentors, an excellent role model for me, charter member of the Northeast Hospital Board, and former mayor of Humboldt. Sonny, back there. Classy guy, Sonny Robbins. And then also, this was a surprise to me today. I've got my posse here from my company, Coach Specialty Plant Services, right over here. About half of them are Aggies. Thank you guys. So, sharing in my successes are so many people who have helped me along the way and have been part of my growth and development, and so many people that have had influence. I've got 4 big bullet mentions that I want to make here. My 15 years spent as a trustee in the Northeast Hospital Authority Board was always challenging, but the most rewarding effort that I've ever been involved with. Thank you, Roy Hernsberger, for your leadership. And thank you, board members, past and present, for your support. Thank you, Lewis Smith, Sybil Misseldine, and all of the hospital administration. And certainly, last but not least, thank you, Tom Broad and Nancy Allen, for the huge amount of work that goes into the Northeast Hospital Foundation. So much work, but we've had so much fun together, right? I love this community, and specifically the city of Humble, with its history and identity. Proud to say I'm from here, proud to be a resident, and now extremely proud to be serving on city council. Our city services are the best. Humble PD, fire department, and EMS, serving more than 150,000 people a day. Oh, in the city of Humble, not just a sleepy little town, with over $26 million in current contracts for design, engineering, and construction. The city is progressive, growing, and much more yet to come. I have a passion for our schools in the district, and I want all of them to be successful. All of them, but certainly Humboldt High School. Humboldt High School, the flagship high school in the district. I love our athletic programs, and as part of the old guard, along with a few others, it's my belief that on Friday nights, it's an expectation that the community goes to the football game, regardless of whether you have a family member involved. Right? Coach West? Where's Coach West? There we go. Thank you, Coach. I credit my father-in-law, Peyton Williams, for that influence. He was class of 1940 and member of the famous 1939 team. He was one of Humble's Iron Men. And then centered to everything is our church, Humble Area's First Baptist Church. Wonderful pastor and staff. Pastor Barry is here, and Gary Ayler is here, very close to both of them. We have wonderful ministries who share the gospel and reach people for Christ. It's just a wonderful place to worship. Our pastors and support network there have been so good to us through all of our personal peaks and valleys. So, with my last 6 weeks being like a roller coaster ride after a great deal of reflection, here's just some insight. Here's what I can share. My blueprint to how to make a difference. It's very basic. It has 3 easy steps. Number 1, simply get involved. Number 2, find ways to serve. And take ownership. Don't just be a tourist. And number 3, give back. Give back, give back. That's where most of the fun is. And we have so many opportunities in the community to do all 3. And while you're doing that, also embrace the great history and the traditions that we enjoy here in Humboldt. In conclusion, thank you, Haden McKay, for your vision, seeing the great potential for the city of Humboldt in this community, and setting the foundation for what was yet to come. And thank you, Haden McKay, for your leadership, setting the bar high for the rest of us to ensure that the follow-through of your vision would always be there. And thank you all here and the former award winners for your confidence shown with this award. This would definitely represent my high water mark to date. But remember this about me. My present situation is not my final destination. Ever onward. I promise the best is yet to come. Thank you, everybody.
like to introduce Tim Baker, President of the Northeast Hospital Foundation, to make a special presentation.
Thank you, Lynette. And a big thank you to the Chamber of Commerce for letting me speak today. Norman, there you are. January seems to be Norman Funderburk month. Citizen of the Year today, Humboldt High School Baseball Hall of Fame tomorrow night. I'd like to add to your list of honors. The Northeast Hospital Foundation met Wednesday night and unanimously selected you, our honoree, for our 2015 Independent Health Luncheon that will be hosting on October 16th at the Airport Marriott. Don't cry yet. You've been a faithful member of the Northeast Hospital Authority and the Northeast Hospital Foundation. Through all those years, it was you who always made the surprise announcement about who would be the independent honoree. Frankly, we thought it was time for us to surprise you and make you our honoree, and this is the perfect time to make that announcement. Norman, I want to thank you. I want you to mark your calendar on October 16th, because you're going to have to go through all of this again. Let me end by saying, and there is no doubt in my mind, this is definitely the year of Norman Funderburk. Thank you, Norman.
And now I'd like to introduce the Mayor of the City of Humboldt, Donnie McManus, for a special presentation.
Just think, I get to sit next to Norman at every council meeting. I'm gonna touch him for good luck. I also served with him as a deacon. I also served with him as a usher, Ghost Baptist Church. Ushers take up the money. I know he has integrity because he's one of our money counters, if you know what that is in the Baptist church. And if he doesn't take care of his money, we stone him. Now, therefore, I acknowledge McManus by the authority vested in me as mayor of the city of Humboldt, Texas, hereby proclaim the 23rd day of January 2015 as Norman Funderburk Day.
Wow. They say if you really want to know the key to success, do the opposite of what everybody else is doing. I say do whatever Norman's doing. It could be you next year. Two things stand out to me, Mr. Funderburk, 44 years. Wow, thank you for leading by example. And second, grocery store / saloon. I'm just thinking that's a business plan whose time may have come again. I'm not sure. I'm sure making my grocery shopping easier. Well, he is one of many, and we've had the opportunity today to recognize many of you. My husband and I are small business owners, and so we understand the value of what the Chamber of Commerce does. And the Chamber of Commerce sounds like a big name to people who aren't involved, But to those who are involved, we know it's the individual people who show up every day at the ribbon cuttings and who do the business plans and who look for business partnerships to bring into a community so the rest of us can benefit, and so regular citizens who don't own businesses can prosper by being employed. So it has been a delight for me on so many levels to be here and to honor you and the work that you do and the contribution that you make. And I think I'll just try to do what all of you are doing. And I think our communities continue to be a better place when we do. As we begin to wind down, I'm going to invite Katherine Persson back as we introduce the new chair for the board for 2015.
You know, it takes really a village to put on an event like this, and sometimes we adjust on the fly. And one very important person who was left off the list of McKay Award winners is Bonnie Gardner. And I know Bonnie's somewhere in the room. I saw her come in earlier. So, Bonnie, please stand. Beloved by so many, not only for her food, but all kinds of wonderful things. Well, for many reasons, it's truly been an honor to serve as the chair for this past year. And I have to say, first and foremost, are the people. The opportunity to work with amazingly talented people. And that not only includes the 34 volunteers who are directors, but also the 8 staff members. And I would like to recognize them, so as I call your name, would you please stand, or if you're standing, just wave around the room so we can applaud all that you do to make this chamber what it is. Jenna Armstrong, who's now the Chamber President and Chief Operating Officer. And even though he looks kind of like an aw-shucks kind of guy, kind of laid back, that's really deceiving. He's a steely-eyed chambermaid. He's really orchestrated so many of the wonderful things in the last 5 years, including the really the heights that economic development has been lifted to. Also, a smooth transition in an organization this big, and he has plans to retire. It's not often that you have a leader that recognizes the wonderful talents within, and certainly all the board members agree. So Charlie's even orchestrated his own transition succession plan as Jenna comes on doing more and more. And that's really rare, when you have a leader that's done the wonderful things that you've been able to do, and also has such a fun, offbeat sense of humor. So with that, we just want to say thank you, Charlie. Well, another reason this last year has been fun is because the Chamber's impact on so many things. Not only does it make this whole Greater Lake Houston area a fun place to live, to work, and to play, it really is the thread or the connector with so many different communities. And think about all that the BizComs do. And again, I think that's pretty unique when you can have one entity that has the voice and the best interest of so many diverse communities. So thank you all for the role that you played in that effort. I would be remiss if I did not thank my husband, Andrew Persson, of almost 44 years. And so, thank you, Andy. At this time, I'd like to introduce Melinda Stevenson. So if you'll work your way to the stage, she's your 2015 chair. Melinda became the Chief Executive Officer of the Kingwood Medical Center in June 2009. She served as either Chief Operating Officer or Executive Officer in medical centers for almost 20 years. She holds a BSN, that's a Bachelor in Nursing, and an MBA, Master's in Business Administration. She's very savvy. In fact, 2 years ago when I asked her to be treasurer, she pushed back a bit. She said, well, she had noticed a trend that the treasurers the next year seem to take on the role of chair-elect, and then the year after that they become chair. So I just had to go, you know, I never even made that connection when Mark Micheletti asked me to be the treasurer. So hats off to Melinda. You can't pull anything past her. So she is a wonderful, competent leader. She's smart, she's talented, and she's beautiful. She even dances and models and all kinds of other things in her spare time. So the chamber will be in great shape with Melinda Stevenson.
She's exaggerating, just so you know. So, Katherine, I bet you're ready for this. On behalf of the Houston Area Chamber Board of Directors, we want to thank you for your leadership this past year. You have provided direction, humor, and grace in your role, and all the while managing your full-time job as president of Lone Star College. Kingwood, no small task. As the incoming chair, I will work to ensure the path you started remains our focus in 2015. In honor of your tireless work, we would like to present you with a small token of our appreciation as we thank you for your time, commitment, and heartfelt belief in making our community a better place for all of us. Thank you, Katherine.
Your accomplishments were instrumental in the growth and success of this community during your tenure as the 2014 Chamber Board Chair. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to move on quickly because I know we're running a little bit late. I'd like to introduce the new 2015 board members. Please stand as I call your name, and if you'd hold applause until we're done. Mike Collins, Sterling McCall Honda, John Floyd, McCord Development, Noah Bob, State Farm, Chester Loft, Empire Truck Lines, Heath Rushing, Memorial Herman Northeast, Angie Simmons, Health South Rehabilitation Hospital, Buddy Wall, Ringmax Associates of Northeast. Executive Committee, incoming Chair Robert Sitton, Edward Jones, Treasurer Jerry Martin, Light of the World Christian Fellowship, past Chair Dr. Katherine Persson, Lone Star College Kingwood, Corinne Price, Insperity, Heath Russian, Memorial Herman Northeast, Sam Schrade, Digital Network Associates, and Nancy Shortsleeve, Logo Stuff Inc. You in advance for your contributions to our chamber, the community, and all of the projects you are going to help me with this year. As Katherine mentioned, it is really rare to have an executive committee and a CEO that has the foresight and fortitude to plan for the CEO's future retirement and develop a solid succession plan. I'm pleased to say, under Katherine and Charlie's leadership, we have done just that. We have initiated a plan to develop our young talent through a partnership consisting of years of experience, wisdom, and knowledge as this transition occurs over the next few years. Since Charlie joined us in 2010, he has built a roadmap of success, and along the way he's made us laugh, see the world through a new set of eyes, and create a sense of family and community among our chamber members. We have benefited from Charlie's 40 years of experience in both the chamber and economic development industries. We have been blessed with his knowledge and leadership these past 5 years and look forward to supporting him in his new part-time role, and I saw him clapping over there, as president of the Lake Houston Area Chamber. As his focus moves toward economic development, we're excited about working with Jenna Armstrong in her new role as president and chief operating officer. Jenna started with the chamber in 2007 as the community director and quickly became an employee that would make an impact in our chamber and our community for years to come. Over the years, she has excelled in her many roles, and in 2014 became our chief operating officer. Now in her newest role as CEO and chief operating officer, she will work with our executive committee to develop our strategies to ensure that we will continue to grow with our community and provide valuable resources to all of our chamber members. As the newly elected chair, I'm appreciative of this honor and excited about the opportunity to represent this great group of men and women, businesses and organizations, and continue the work that Katherine has started. As Katherine mentioned, I still remember the phone call I received from Charlie and Lewis on their cell phones together, asking if I would serve on the executive committee. And I asked Charlie, I'm like, well, what does that mean? And so Charlie starts explaining the role. I'm like, I get that. What does that mean, like, over the next couple of years? And Lewis Smith laughed because I told you she'd figure it out. So my hesitation was, if we're going to commit, I wanted to make sure that I could make the time, the commitment to really serve and honor this chair position. I believe that a great leader is one that leads by example, inspires others, and then just simply steps out of the way and let the team flourish. My pledge to the Executive Committee in the Lake Houston Area Chamber for 2015 is to be present in the moment, represent the Chamber with dignity, and ensure that we continue the mission of our Chamber, to create a cooperative effort of business people to attract new business, support and strengthen the business environment, serve the needs of our members, and cooperate with civic leaders and other interested parties to promote community growth. In return, what I ask of our members is to be open to change and consider the possibilities we have in these great communities that we work, live, and play in. We are all aware of the many changes, additions, and opportunities coming along our way, the North Corridor and the east side of town. How we embrace those opportunities in a united effort head-on will determine our success. As it is in most organizations, we will be more successful as a team than we are as individuals. As we continue to innovate, improve, develop new business-focused initiatives, our board is committed to advancing the identity and marketability of the Lake Houston area. We will look to online video and social media to help brand our regions. We look forward to renewed focus on public affairs and transportation. In order to accomplish this, we will be enlisting help from volunteer leaders to retool our committee structures. Thank you, Terry Vaughn, for being my very first volunteer to lead the Political Affairs Committee. We will continue to keep small business as a priority because you are the majority shareholders in our chamber. We are excited to debut a new small business school this spring focused on providing informational tools to help small businesses succeed. As a board, we made a concerted effort with 2015 in mind to streamline the amount of events that we coordinate by focusing our member and staff resources on select events that have proven to deliver the most value to our members. We look to grow the participation and enhance our results. My prediction for 2015 will be a year of advancing our successes based on the foundation that was built in 2014, continuing our evolution as a chamber entity and seizing the opportunities in front of us. In the words of Abe Lincoln, the best way to predict the future is to create it. I look forward to working with each of you to create a great future for the Lake Houston Area Chamber. Thank you.